into what we're doing. There we go. Okay, so today, everybody, um, we are playing the third day in the Rise from the Ashes case from the first Ace Attorney game. We're almost finished the first Ace Attorney game now. Um, we've just got 2 days to finish off before. We've just got 2 days to do before we've got 2 days to do before um we finish the first Ace Attorney game, which feels weird, but hey, whatever. I'll be just a second. Yeah, so today, um, so today I'll get into like a few stories. So obviously, I know I said I would be live later yesterday. That was a lie. Well, no, it wasn't a lie. So technically, because I thought I would be live just because I didn't have anything going on yesterday, but I was just like, I was in the morning. I was playing some modded Minecraft. I think I was playing around with the Minecraft Comes Alive um mod, and I think about 20 minutes before, I think it was at like 22, 21, 10, 20 to 1, 10 to 1. I was like, you know what? You know what? I can't be bothered streaming. I'm just like, I'm not in the mood to stream. So yeah, I just didn't stream yesterday. So yeah, I didn't stream yesterday. I just played some Minecraft in the morning, and then I went to my mum's, played some Pokemon Shield. I'm still surprised I'm not finished with that game actually, because I just don't know how long that game is, because I finished like getting all the gym badges and stuff like that, and defeated Leon. Um, but god damn, that game goes on a long time. And plus, I've got both Sword and Shield as well, so I'm gonna, you know, play Sword after I've like finished Shield, just to see what kind of stuff I want to like do differently. I guess I think I did choose a different starter as well. I think I chose the water starter, I believe, in Sword, and I chose the fire starter in Shield. So yeah. Um. So yeah. So and then today, so I had to get up. So today I had to get up at 6 a.m. so that I could get ready in time for my quarter to 8 driving lesson, which was horrendous. And then after my driving lesson, today, um, I went I went back into I went just went back to bed for like, I think it was like 45 minutes, and then I was just chilling in bed, just playing on my iPad and just doing a little bit of drawing, I guess. I don't think I'll ever post my drawings on Instagram other than like the collages I do. I'll show you guys one of the ones I've made, because I didn't post one um too long ago actually. It's like a few weeks ago. This one. Okay, I posted this one of like a few of my streams. Um so let me see. I don't okay. So let me see. So I think that top one on the left might have been an Ace Attorney stream, and then that one on the bottom on the top right was an Oswick stream. The one in the middle of those two was a Franbo stream, and then Sticky Business like here, and then uh that's a Sim stream, and then that goes to that's a Pickaroo, and then Phasmo stream like there. The Phasmo stream should go to my Instagram if you want to see the ones I've already made. Oh yeah, and I actually have a drink today, so we can actually properly get through like this whole day. So yeah. So yeah, I haven't really done anything else. I just need to make sure. Let me just check if I've. What was this? What was this? 27 and that. Oh my god, that's today's stream. Never mind. That's today's stream that's currently being recorded. I tried to open it, but yeah. Uh, so yeah, we're doing the um we are doing the third day of the Rise from the Ashes case. This is a long case. This is a pretty long case. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of hop straight into it. It's gonna take a while for us to get through the entirety of day 3, but yeah. Oh, not new game. Continue. Day 3, Trial Farmer. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 2. So we're defending Lana this case. We're defending Lana. So what do you think, Mr. Wright? Oh, it's Emma. We love Emma. I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time, and a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana. Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So how'd it go? It says Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana, don't tell me you... Much do I regret? I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Miss Sky. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. Oh yeah, this is when we were using the fingerprint kit, wasn't it? It belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. I knew this guy was somewhat sketchy. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's a trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? Yep. We have to play the cards with... Oh, isn't that right, Miss Sky? Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Yes! Knew that guy was sketchy. February 24th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. If the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. But that's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. The way it is so obvious that the person just killed Goodman at the police station and then just put him in Edgeworth's car. It's just... What is not clicking? Jeez. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today I present evidence related to the murder at the police department. In doing so, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. And that's what sets Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Miss Edgeworth, you may call your first witness to the data stand. For its first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Yes, he does mean the so-called murderer. Gosh, it's getting wild from the get-go. Oh yeah, this guy. I keep forgetting about this guy. Keep forgetting about who this guy is. Jeez. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I'm Officer Mike Meekins, sir. Yeah, his name is Meekins. My occupation is a that'd matter, sir. So you tell me you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I know what I did. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You guys will believe me, sir. Actually, what we'd like to hear from you is, sir, I want you to call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Please, please, Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I am part after all, I am part of a generation that must be told what to do, sir. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. Yeah. Crime reports. Is the part of the game or save again? First bit save of the stream. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to guard the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious man on the security stream and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trained to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life. Then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you. That's the Meekins family motto, sir. I see. Then you fainted and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir. He knocked me upside the head, sir. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with, so we're gonna press him on the info. So we're just gonna keep pressing him on like the info and stuff. Okay, why was he assigned? Mr. Meekins, you work in the General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes, now there's a scary thought. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir. The Blue Badger? Yes, sir, the lovely police mascot created by the chief of detectives, sir. I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferable test. That was my sole mission for the day, sir. Interesting. I see. Sounds like a very important mission. After the awards ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around. I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Yeah. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir. I have one right here around my neck. So then your ID number should be listed on here, right? Which is ID number? There it is, I found it. It's right here. Could you please read this number? Yes, sir. It's 4989596. That's my number, sir. I see. Huh. With the number 4989596, it's shown to be as being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Makes sense. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything had sat down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir, that was when I spotted the man on the security screen. Data added to the ID card record. Okay. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? With me charging in on him like that, he looked as surprised as I was. Not exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's why I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be. When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look like the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, So I snatched his knife from him. He took his knife. I spun him around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. See, he must have been desperate. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in a sea of blood, and then the next thing I knew, yes, he punched me right in my face, sir. About what time did you regain consciousness? No thanks, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head too. I woke up crying tears of pain. That's nice. I mean, it's nice that you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission. Your mission? Yes, sir, the blue badger, sir. I returned him to the entrance before things were out of hand. Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor, only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yeah, he does have a point, actually. Because for all we know, because, him saying that, him saying, that it was Goodman, or someone that looks similar to Goodman. That could be all, whatever the fuck it's called, conjecture. Or something along those lines. You know, that could just be someone that looks like Goodman or someone that was dressed up as Goodman. He might not have seen his face. Yes, Officer Meekins? With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Chief Gant delivered it to me just this morning, sir. The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir, that's absolutely right, sir. Videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room.
Objection!
Why would Gant... Wait, unless Gant... Why would Gant deliver that to Meekins? Because if he wanted to prove Meekins, like, innocence or whatever, wouldn't he have, like, given it directly, like, to Phoenix? Wouldn't he have directly given it to Nick, like, at Wright and Co.? Why? I have no idea why he would give that security tape to Meekins. Kind of suspicious, not gonna lie. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Sarcasm. Gonna love a little bit of sarcasm. Well then, so look. Show us the video of you murdering a victim. Oh, please stop using that word murder. It scares me. A video of real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? Okay, what's going on? So there's the blue badger. And this happened like a minute before. Okay. Oh, that looks like thingy, what's his name? Goodman. At least he's wearing the same coat. But we can't see his face. I have a feeling though that that's Meekins. I have a feeling that's actually maybe thingy, what's his name? Marshall. Why does he have blood on him? Unless that, yeah, maybe that is actually Marshall. Meekins? That's Meekins. That's definitely still Meekins. Where the fuck did Goodman go, though? Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirred within us? What the hell is that wriggling piece of plywood? So that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir. It's the blue badger, sir. Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Security video added to call record. Yes. Well, anyways. Okay, I'm putting a note on here. I just wrote Goodman question mark. Yes, well, anyways, this tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed count as someone in the evidence room and some sort of activity took place. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly and complete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that alright with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, you wish, sir. But the witness testimony and the security tape clearly contradict. Like, unless we can get like a more full version of the like a longer version of the security tape, I don't see how Meekins could have killed supposedly quote unquote Goodman. Also, there's blood on the coat already, which makes me think that this was actually like whoever the actual murderer is, like Marshall. I feel like they're pointing towards Marshall being the actual murderer in this case. But I'm gonna say either like yeah, I feel like it's Marshall. I feel like it's Marshall. Like maybe. I feel like it's Marshall in that trench coat, just disguised as Goodman. Like I bet that Meekins hasn't actually like met Goodman or like just has only like met him once and just has forgotten his face, you know. Okay, but who is this man? Okay. Okay, finally, witness is being slightly more competent about saying about the face not being clear in the video. His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question that that the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. Oh, for fuck's sake! Fuck's sake! I mean, he opened a locker which required Detective Goodman's fingerprints to do so. Okay, yeah, that is fair. That is fair. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. What's this about fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have to be Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I just thought, okay, where's the contradiction? His face can't be seen clearly in the video. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen a man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter, but you are standing right in front of him, were you not? What's your point? You are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir. But I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm the kind of guy who looks directly at people when they're talking with them, you see. Yeah, it's a good trait for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I bet my badge on it. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That's if you label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label you as disturbing or... Meekins, having shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir. You claim the man who brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. We can just keep pressing them until we think of contradictions. And what these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir, I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past. They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir. I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened the locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir, and this too. Hold it! How do you know that information? I've heard rumors, sir, from people in the know, sir. People in the know? The workers in the apartment cafeteria, sir, they keep me informed. They also listen to my romantic troubles, sir. For the record, the open locker did indeed belong to Detective Gunman. I verified this information through a more reliable source. So the victim opened the locker with his own fingerprint. Hold it! However, the most important detail is not shown in this video in the man's face. Sir, if I may say something, sir, please do. After all, you are the one being examined. I don't understand why the man's face is so important in the case, sir. I mean, it was his hand that opened the fingerprint lock. And it was his hand that tried to thrust his knife into my body, sir. My unsettled state can testify enough to this, sir. Yes, you have a point. The footage does not lie. That is, unless the defense can find a problem with it. That's right, let's check the court record again. Is a problem with the security video? Let me check. Let me check the security video again. 2021. That is the video. That is the date. Can verify that. Wait. No murder actually took place though. The glove fell out of his locker. We have the glove. There's Meekins. We have the glove, don't we? Okay. So glove, blood on the jacket, and then I don't think Meekins had the knife though. So, glove, blood, knife. Glove. Nothing else is wrong with the video as far as I know. Okay. Glove, blood on jacket. Meekins. No knife. Okay. Okay. Let's just save for now. But yes, that is a problem. There's a problem. There's a problem. There was no murder. Regarding the video contained on this tape, there's one thing in particular that seems rather strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction. Interesting. Wait, let me check. Do we have the glove? Yeah, we have the glove. Tagged evidence from SL9 incident. Let me examine this. Do we know exactly who wore this or no? We have the SL9 thing. The tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from that case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing, huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like that? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag, is that a word? Do you challenge me? What, are we playing a word game now? Okay. Interesting, John. I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us with this alleged contradiction in the video. You want me to point it out? Very well, proposal accepted. Let us further inspect the piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. And to point out a problem in the video, this is the first time I've ever had to do that. You do it, Mr. Wright. It's set up so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't stand watching this video. How did this guy ever become a police officer? No, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Okay, we can save it again right here. Where is the contradiction? Oh, I didn't see it. So I'm gonna go to the bit with where we see the blood on the jacket. Where is it? Where is it? It's around here. Rewind. Pause. I'm gonna go here. The thing that's strange about this video would have been then. Hold on a second. I need to use my face. I don't get it. What do you want it? Before you guys get to two pictures, now what do I do? Save video again. That's right. Every time you point your finger at someone gets hurt. Says the one pointing his finger at us. Okay, yes. I get it. Okay, so maybe try and point out the fact that Meekins no longer has the knife? That Meekins doesn't have the knife? Here, do we... Okay. I'm gonna look it up. Ace from the ashes. 3. Okay. I just want to look at the bit where... Oh. No, okay. Yes, we get it. You can't stand it. Okay. We have to go to here. I noticed that it was oh, but the thing that's strange about this video, I noticed that it was little, but I didn't know what I meant. Oh, this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. Okay, we haven't met this person yet, but we'll meet them in a later case. This is in Gumshoe's. This is Gumshoe's locker, but yeah, we'll meet this person in a later case. I'm pretty sure. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir. If so, then something is seriously wrong with this picture. Of the video, you mean? We're just playing it again. Why the fuck are we playing it again? Why are we playing it again? We know what's wrong with it. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Okay. Why was the rewind so slow when it was so quick when we were doing the thinking about when we were actually examining it? Hey, notice the light? What's this? It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Order. What's the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker was unlocked to the day of the crime. But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a trigger is censored, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know, it must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert for this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouth shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Your Honor? What? Yes, why wasn't the locker locked? Your Honor? Yes, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Maybe something like jam the system sensor. Something jam the sensor say. Something else that seems out of place in the video. Yes, I thought so too. There's got to be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. I didn't see that. Okay. We've got to fast forward it to when, quote unquote, Goodman. Rewind that slightly. Nope. There. The glove. Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. Just show us a screenshot of the part. What's this? Something white out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are open. I didn't read that. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. But what if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Yes. Like a glove. Like we put here on the whiteboard, on my whiteboard. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. 2 or 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, the charge chokes me, but the object could have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would also have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator, but at the crime scene. It just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got it figured out. Yes. Very well, will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? Easy.
Take that!
The glove. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SR9 incident. The victim seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened that locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir. It appears so, sir. Order. So are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Exactly! Was not Detective Goodman at all. Don't be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Miss Edgeworth? The defense merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir, Misa? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Oh, you mean that? Sir. Oh, of course, sir. Is this a joke? Yeah, come on, Edgeworth. Very well, begin your testimony. Yeah, we save. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence, one must use the ID card. When an ID card is used, it's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective had used his card. But we can't prove that it was Goodman who had used his card. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record here, right here, Your Honor. The ID was used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transfer. Well, there's so few people using this room. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There are only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, I see. Now let us move on to the cross-examination. Okay. So unlike your earlier testimony, you do believe this to be rock solid, do you? Yes, sir, solid as stone, do you? If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I even give the V for victory sign, sir. Oh yeah, we used Detective Goodman's. We used someone's ID, didn't we? Didn't we use Goodman's ID? Let me write down. Let me write that down. There we go. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. Hold it! Is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir, this card right next to my cuff, sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. What if someone were to steal from you, keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it on my neck. Remember when I said 2 or 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of opposing, my ID chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one car. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. Let's just keep questioning it. Let me note that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman. What's the matter? According to this, Mr. Edgeworth, your name is on it. Yep. So it is, Your Honor. Yep. Yep. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. We have prosecutors who could hide the evidence. I mean, is that man in a blue a murderer? Don't stare at him. You've got the wrong color, kid. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again today. I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or their consequences. But now let us continue the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth, it must be so difficult for him. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card, he pulled a knife on you. Yes, sir, he didn't show me any ID card, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. Maybe he just panicked? Everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. That's right, what do you think? I'm confused. Well, the problem with this ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. Thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show him what we got. Let's present this, maybe. Let me check this. So yeah, so we don't know who this is either. So you can't see the ID because of my face cam. But it's just literally just all sevens. So we don't know who this is either that came in at 4:20. Obviously we've got Edgeworth and then Meekins and then Goodman and then Meekins again. Let me see. Wait. I lost that report. Wait. Didn't we have a note from Thingy? What's his face? Gumshoe? Didn't we have a note from Gumshoe? Oh wait, I think we might have given it to Thingy. We might have given it to Marshall. But that doesn't mean we can't still present it. I'm gonna save now actually after we've gone through all of that. You know, like pressing it and stuff. So let's present the ID. Wait, my mom I'm not gonna waiting, sir. I have a victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost out to the report is only half completed, but it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess. You believe this is something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there's a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Yep. Order. So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. My bets for whoever the murderer is. I feel like I have a strong inkling that it's Marshall. I have a strong inclining that it's Marshall. But also it could, from the like things we've seen from like the back angle and that last like scene, it could also be Gan. But I have a strong inclining that they're pushing towards it being Marshall. Order. Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's arguments. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instance of the murder. I mean, I already basically said that. Because when I said Meekins was clearly not the murderer, because he was passed out. Oh wait, he already said he passed out. Just realised that. Oh yeah, and then the blood on the jacket as well. That probably happened earlier as well. The murder probably happened earlier than 5:15. Because if we look at the thing, at the autopsy report, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Right, that doesn't say it died exactly like an hour 15 after 4 p.m. or it doesn't exactly say 5:15. Look, it says between 4 p.m. and 5:30. So what likely happened is it happened at 4, and then whoever actually killed um whoever actually killed Goodman like had maybe stored him in the evidence room for a bit, and then when the murderer went in to get something with disguised as Goodman, Meekins came in and and so the murderer had to get away with the body, so you know took out the knife, got you know Meekins passed out, you know and then um the murderer rushed off, and then the body was found by like Meekins or whoever found the fucking body, and then this is maybe, and then slightly after that, and then maybe at like 4:30 when said person went to go out and tell everyone else, the murderer went back in, took the body, put it in Edgeworth's car, yada yada yada. That is, well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong with right? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. This isn't going to end well. Well. It seems you finally realised exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, etc. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Sky, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. Just to every witness observed the moment the defendant used the weapon. We just We just disproved this though in the day 2 trial. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered, and where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something or else Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess?
Objection!
We object. Let's object. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecutor's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Yep, did not show the actual murder that happened. Oh yeah, because there was already blood on the coat, on Goodman's coat, which I assume is Goodman's coat anyways. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edruff. Yes, Your Honor? If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean? Your Honor, the defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh? Whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear his person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testified, what is his or her name? Jake Marshall! Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edward know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witnesses supponade. Would the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Let's go. Okay. We got ourselves a witness. Lana! February 24th, 11:32 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I figured everything out. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? How am I interrupting anything else? Great timing, Gumshoe. That was sarcasm. Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. Yeah. Wait, Detective Gumshoe. What is it? Oh, look at him. You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty, and to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happy people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay, so, have you brought what I asked? You mean this, right? My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was supposed to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who'd asked me. gonna bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files. I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Hey, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the truth prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Guy was a witness? SL9 incident files received from Lana Sky. Files for the Joe Dark killings solved 2 years ago. Solved. Yeah, right. As if Jake Marshall and... What's her name? Angel Sky, was it? Yeah, Angel Star. Not Angel Sky. Jacob Marshall and Angel Star weren't trying to solve it. They weren't solved. It was just closed. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with serial murders. Oh, well, now that I've brought you your stuff, you're just gonna annoy me. But why? What's your name on it? What? My name is on I don't know unless... No, it couldn't be Lana. This SL9 is that... That's the classification number the police found it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. The Joe Dark... No, Lana. That's over with. No. Emma, wait. She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth, not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you might just be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. Yeah, best do. To be continued. This took like exactly 50 minutes. To complete. Yeah, let's save. Let us save. February 24th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Oh wait, no, we don't have Emma. It's just us and Edgeworth. The court will now reconvene for the trial, Miss Lana Sky. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man. Same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You're in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as stupid as it sounds. No paper can sum it up. Maybe it's the rest we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. Got another testimony. Please. Make it make sense, please. Let me... My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time to hit the trail. What? What? I didn't understand half that. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence office? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. He's not that good with machines. Oh, we're following orders. Everyone's got their witnesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Okay. Cross-examining the day of the crime. Hold it! I was expected to keep an eye on the evidence room. just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. My room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes had to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erased a tape, it felt like I was erasing part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. Hold it! But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? And you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado, I know less. Rules get in his way. No desperados I know joined the police force. Sergeant Marshal, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There's a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, I can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? No idea. Hold it! You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, right? Of course, back in the day, my locker was a good mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It is well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Good, she said something like that too. Anyway, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the case, to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing when the crime took place? Hold it! It's a bar. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel Steak lunches can beat that parlor. Oh, it was in like a pub or something. That parlor's Vongoli sepia pasta. You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duty to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This isn't usually where Edro says, did you not want to raise this year? Yeah. Okay, let's press on to the last thing he said. Hold it! I'm Officer Marshall. That's right, partner, or as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witnesses appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently, your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card on my sleeve, so I'd better rescue my cool. Apparently, still, I'd better keep up aim. Let me see. What do I have that links to Jake Marshall? Wait. Is this Jake? I feel like that's Marshall's. Oh, no. Oh, shit. We have the fingerprints. Objection! Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind the crime scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Well, let me just wipe out some stuff. So, we talked about the glove, and we talked about the ID. So, yeah. We haven't talked about Miki's not having a knife. We haven't talked about the blood in the jacket yet. And we haven't really talked about it possibly being Goodman, not being Goodman. Well, I mean, we kind of have. But I'm still keeping that up there for now. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, I make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints are that. They're bloody, though. I do wish it were, officer. You see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Yeah. Witness, what's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints are the crime scene. The blood was wiped away, however. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall, it seems to me there ain't there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall, about the bloodstained fingerprints. Yes. Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Yeah, come on, Marshall. Come on, Marshall. We just keep on saving. Like I said, it's only natural for all my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Wouldn't we have picked up someone else's fingerprint though, as well as Marshall's? Or like have a fingerprint where it was a mesh of Marshall's fingerprint and whoever else's. Do we have the actual? Do we still have his fingerprints? Like a picture of his fingerprints. Yes, we do. We have these. We don't have the actual fingerprints. Yeah, those were closed. Let me check these. I'll check the SO9 incident. SO9 perpetrator Joe Dark, crime, serial murder, sentence, death. Victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, Neil Marshall. Trial data, head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth, witnesses, Lana Sky, Emma Sky. Investigation task force. Executive investigators, Damon Gunn and Lana Sky. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigators, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. Okay. Basically just stuff we know. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. How didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears odd, although there's room for doubt. Yeah, he says he says the murderer was wearing gloves. But he's wearing fingerless gloves. So, and maybe he went into that specific locker for that specific um um glove that fell out. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something. I can feel it. That's my chance to prove it. Yeah, he's definitely hiding something. Hold it! That's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right, and one more thing. That locker happened to be mine. What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's a locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all the time without ever knowing it. Marshall's fingerprints updated the core record. Hold it! So then, what about the bloody handprint? What's the mine? It's no mystery. Please explain. The locker is covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. Hold it! The chances of that happening are a million to one. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are a million to one. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a fingerprint. You know why? How are they unrelated? Unrelated? There's different as night and day. Kind of like cereal and cereal. One's got to breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Seemingly like they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. You're wearing gloves right now. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Octopus Marshall's fingerprints. That's the only logical conclusion. I'm talking the picture, partner. The picture. This seal of blood in the desert. In the desert, it's just filled with buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this: the security tape. So long as my gelatin in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going to cross-examine. Yes, Your Honor. Then continue testimony, Mr. Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? Let's watch the wait. Let's watch the video again. We could probably try and. So that was Goodman's locker, and then we have Gumshoes, and then we have Marshall's. We can't. It has something over his ear, I think, unless that's just hair. But we can't really see. We can't see his face from there. I mean, maybe we'll be able to see it for a split second, but not really. And this is where he disappears and we see Meekins. Unless we... test the fingerprints on... Goodness locker. Did we do that? What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you could show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Allow me to point out the mistake, Officer Marshall. I'm feeling that I don't know what I'm fucking doing. So I'm just gonna look this up. Wait, no, we're not on the former trial, are we not? We're in the latter trial, aren't we? Yeah, trial latter. Let me see, trial latter. Okay. Oh my god, I didn't really do this thing, but whatever. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating thing. Let me see. Pause.
Take that!
I'm going to attention back to the security camera. It's a mistake I'm afraid you'll soon not forget, Officer Marshall. The days I shot in Texas and saw our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video, which is Jake Marshall's. That locker with the cloth sticking out, that was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. It wasn't there before. This is so tedious to watch through. Like, Jesus Christ. Can't you go any faster? Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Wait, let me check the things. The achievements. Um Okay, I think we just have to clear this episode and then get um all the lunch boxes. That's like it from this episode. So yeah. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Because it wasn't open before. Officer Marshall, you were the one you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Yep. Order. It would seem hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. What's everyone staring at? I mean, like I'm a wanted man. The fingerprints. This guy isn't just playing them. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only one who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah, I call you bluff. You say you opened that locker and now prove it. Fingerprints. Fucking fingerprints.
Take that!
A fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? I only got one more time right now. No! Oh no! Oh no. Order. Witness, explain yourself. Oh no. The marshal is getting, in a little bit of a tough spot, It's just a joke. It's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Alright, please, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yeah, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? Uh-oh. 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 um... Oh, yeah. We'll press.
Take that!
Yeah. Officer Marshall was standing right here. Yeah, but that's what the victim detective gunman was. I didn't understand the V and the K thing. I didn't realize it meant victim and killer until just now. Correct, unless the man wasn't detective. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. I mean, we already clarified that the victim in the security footage may not have been Goodman. Is he dressed up like Detective Goodman?
Objection!
That's preposterous. Officer Meekin witnessed detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man say he closed the door. May I point out though that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. So the evidence is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If we showed that, his cover would have been blown. Exactly. Officer Meekins would have realized this man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We've got time for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence. He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving that I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly cared for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I cared for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. You complained twice about his beard! Chill out! Jeez. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving that, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the Officer Marshall dressed up as this victim? Well, am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems like you're the one who can't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. Something else is the one. What can I do? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. Basics. For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of crime. Yeah, he did, despite the chance it might be discovered as it later as it happened, which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as a Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video is my only shot. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to pull away the white cloth. Please show us why the victim had the white cloth. The white cloth. Why would he hide the white cloth? To maybe wipe away the blood stain? To wipe away the blood stain. Yeah. Yeah. Big brain. Big brain. Okay. Okay. Rewind. Pause. Rewind.
Take that!
To wipe away the blood. For some reason, you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman. Enter the evidence room, though I don't know what to what end yet. Yep. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. And the white cloth was from the coat. Yeah. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. Hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, If you are only half as persistent then as you were today, we all wouldn't be here now wouldn't we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright, it seems the time has come. Marshall's confession. Okay, let's save. Let's save right about here. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. What does he mean by no murder? So the supposed victim was really you. There's one thing I don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Because he was fucking stabbed. Oh yeah, and he cut, and Meekins was cut his own hand as well. Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Marshall's confession. Cross-examination. Yeah.
Hold it!
When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask? Partner, the SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely undo the transferal that day. Not if I had done it, I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. Well, what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When the case is closed, only the case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I want to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care so much about it? Oh yeah, it was it Gant who was in charge of it? Let me check. I think it was Gant and Lana that was in charge of it. Yeah, it was oh, wait, no, it was Goodman that was the head investigator. Damon Gant and Lana. Gant and Lana were the like executive head investigators. It was Goodman that was like the head investigator of it and was like the only one that could actually look for the evidence. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I studied detective design. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. How has he not shaved his entire beard off with that knife already? So he did it to fool the security camera. The detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I sent his ID card. What is the reflection of dilation? I'm sorry, what? Welcome in, Potato, by the way. How are you doing? But I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? What does that mean? I'm so sorry. So this ID card, I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. The reflection of annihilation is a transformation that preserves both sides of a polygon. Ah, okay, okay. That makes a little bit of sense. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself, but you could because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. So wait, let me look at the things. This ID card report. So, oh no, he only entered once. Okay, this must have been when Marshall entered. Okay, so I'm guessing maybe Goodman entered maybe the day before, and accidentally they left the glove out. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. You pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I don't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins, Sicily is a one in a million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I also think a little more about his race this year. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and ended up getting cut him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? I mean, this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked out Officer Meekins and...
Hold it!
So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I don't think it would make much of a difference. Make a difference though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in a security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there was no murder in the evidence room. But the blood found that a scene certainly indicates crime took place. Why are you blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you saw the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence had already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. The Detective Gunman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. What? Maybe that was Angel? Wait, who else was on the case? I have a feeling it might have been Angel who would have stolen it. Maybe. Or maybe Gunn, actually. We know it wasn't Marshall. Big doubts that it was Goodman, seeing as though he's fucking dead. And, you know, I doubt it was Lana because if she had stolen the evidence, it probably would have been brought up by now. So I'm going to say it's probably either Angel or Gunn. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why'd you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This is mine, and I'll do anything it takes again until I'm satisfied with. The witness's name has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I just forget that he has 9 incidents. You know why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved a sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will ever will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling right up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take a look at the files. Okay, so the real reason why he stole the evidence. Let me look at the files. Perpetrator Joe Dark. Crime serial killer sentenced death. Victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, and Neil Marshall. Neil Marshall? They have the same last name. Head prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, witnesses Lana Sky, Emma Sky, investigative task force, executive investigators Darren Gann and Lana Sky, head investigator Bruce Goodman, investigators Jake Marshall and Lana Sky. Let me present the files and then we can go to page 2. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SO9 incident. Seems like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SO9 incident file right here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims. Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yes. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. The King of Prosecutors. Or prosecutor? You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Yeah. I remember Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SO9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed, and the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders of Daman Gan, the then deputy chief of police. Oh my god, that makes sense now about who this was. Because I've seen this photo. Right, the tiniest bit of fun in this. But yeah, we've seen this photo before. We have obviously, uh, thingy, Jake Marshall here with Angel Star here. I'm guessing this is Goodman, and then this is his brother, like behind the text box here. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dog. I knew my brother death than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it. That's your reason for insane actions. There's more to my brother's death than it was, the record said. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. You know what else happened at SR9? Well, at least one thing is certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SR9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall would plan to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happened by chance never ceased to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance is got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was a real one, which I didn't expect at all. Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait, I thought it wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy's got a draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky, and the testimony of one Mr. Angel Star is completely incontestable. If your response makes a single word or less, I rest my case. That was not a word, Edgeworth. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. It's proving the alleged murder of the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was faked. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for a verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant. Hold it. Emma! Emma's back! Yeah! Your Honor, wait. Emma! The defense sends it as an objection. A scientific objection, right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please hear me out. Mr. Edward, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. Once a minute, I'll give you 3. I was in kind of in a shock. I mean, finding out the SO9 incident is referred to Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day? So I know his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I went over there and looked at it again. So did you find something? Um, no. What, huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Um, is that all? Please, don't matter, I'm just a high school student. I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, no traces of blood are the only clue I have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Time's up. And then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does anyone reason it'll doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be more use, but still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be. Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If I ever need to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with the handprint in she's locker? Could be something missing. Possibly. Possibly, yeah.
Objection!
Handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping. Wait. Were they same like hand? You've been staring pretty intensely at those frog plants. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these frog plants. Something is missing. Oh yeah, the blue badger. Missing, you mean something hasn't been drawn here? Yes, something well drawn will completely change the meaning of the bug. That was in front of Gumshoe's locker, wasn't it? Let's pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove somebody's missing the 12 months? Blue badger, blue badger. What about the piece of plywood? The blue badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The blue badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? That's right, so long as the blue badger is dancing here. It would be impossible to place a handprint on that spot of the door. I mean, it's possible that Jake Marshall possibly entered earlier and killed someone earlier. What? So that means just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found in that locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, thank you for scientific Emma. On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker when it was put before, so that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in. Just one moment, I'll not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker.
Objection!
So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? Systemized defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being caught by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. That's right, the blood marks on the locker proves this. Very well, that tells us when did the first incident occur. As Mr. Adolf says, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. And then, will the defense please present evidence? What shows the when it first took place? I'm guessing the autopsy report.
Take that!
This is the proof. It's quite simple, you see. If it's so simple, then don't get it wrong. What do I need, please? This comes to the proof before the Blue Badger was brought into the room, right? Say, when was the Blue Badger brought here, anyways? Proof that shows. There's only one police service that shows. Now then. Okay, let's save here. I'll show. Okay, I'm going to hazard a guess and show the IDs.
Take that!
The ID record. Oh yeah, we have one that's not unidentified yet. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. ID card. Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room. Let's see. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the app, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. No, I ain't get it. I'm afraid I don't understand it either. It's clear from the luminol test that the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood was wiped away from the first crime scene. It was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder victim, carry his bodies away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that is physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's only one card number remaining, 7777777. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Mr. Edward, please look at this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777777. That's 1 7 too many. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the ID. Oh no, the ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. Their ID number 7777777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain of higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. Gan! We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. It's gotta be Gan, isn't it? It's gotta be Gan, isn't it? That's ridiculous just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which we can begin to summarize it. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted, an official charge, you're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates.
Objection!
I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander is it? Okay. Let me ask you a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Your little executive. Lana?
Objection!
Oh shit, yeah, Lana was the executive alongside Gan. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID number and it's not 777 7777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident, the SO9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that child trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? How did I find Mr. Adruff? 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. Lana! See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order, 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 order! Lana's remark, the chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Day 4. To be continued, and oh my god, number we got most of day 3 done within 2 hours. Jesus Christ. Let me see all of day 3 actually. Day 3 was from it's an investigation. And look up. Is it just 3 things? Because we did got that done surprisingly quickly. Yeah, trial former, trial latter, and then the investigation. Okay, we got the investigation done, and then we've got the final day to do next week. February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright and Kohler offices. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. I never knew that the SR9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was prosecutor Neil Marsh. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What, he tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother Neil was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together when she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned. For fuck's sake, my whiteboard fell to the fucking ground. For fuck's sake, man. Okay. We'll reread Emma's thing in a minute. I just put this back up. Jesus fucking Christ. No, what are the bloody magnets for this thing? I've got to find better adhesive stuff for this. Okay. Magnet number 1. Oh. And my AirPods. That's right. I have a feeling this is not gonna stay stuck on here. Nope. Okay, let me find my other magnet. I don't know where. Oh, there it is. There. Shit. Okay. That's just gonna keep falling down. So either I think the things up here that kept it up, because I don't know, these will keep this up now. I'll just keep taking it down. At night, so it doesn't, keep falling off when I'm like asleep or something. Okay. That might be fine. I don't trust it though. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify by that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes. I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He could have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean, it's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What do you see in the since that crime occurred? There's still find something there. The tiniest little bit. Dark knocks down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I feel bad for Emma. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I wanted to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. See, I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said that you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor. That was no mystery there. Jodak had been taken into questioning for that day. Ooh, okay. Taken in for questioning? You mean by police? Of course. This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. Why did he run all the way over to his sister's office? Because the detective's offices in the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly, didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? That's news to me. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective. I bet I have enough talk for her. Okay. Detention center then. February 24th, detention center, visitors room. Lana, Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence, I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul, why should we? But Lana, if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana, Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago, and how the SO9 incident was the reason for a transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about the unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know, Mr. Wright. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from that case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial, it really wasn't fair, was it? I believe in you, Lana. I believe that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. It couldn't be helped, Emma. At that trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all the drama aside, the fact of the matter is at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said about you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife. Nana, I don't understand. Why will you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true. I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant, he was the deputy chief of police back then, but he was still worked the crime scenes. Damon Gant, he was everything I aspired to be. They're the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. Emma really idolizes her big sister. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SO9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command, that means the led investigation lead was Damon Gann, right? Yes. Deputy Chief Gann and I shared the same office and the same investigations. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives in the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Chief Marshall and Angel Star. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Okay, whatever that means. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was a serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That's when his final murder took place, when he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of crime was me. Now you tell us. Daman Daman, Daman and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So he waited until Gan and Marshall let their guards down and then fled the room. From there he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gan and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? If it's so, I was filing some paperwork while Gan and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seemed Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and laid unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her after all her system must have gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident. That's right, quite a coincidence. I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident. Just by chance. That case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his actions came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't change. Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Daman and I shared. The office that Mr. Gan now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look at the chief's office, the site of the final SO9 murder. Okay, let's go there then. Criminal Affairs Department. February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. I don't see Detective come to anywhere. Things seem quiet around here today. You're right, the chief and detective seem the same though. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right. We can come back here later. Okay. Let's go to the underground parking lot. February 24th, Prosecutor's Office, underground parking lot. No one's here today, not even Miss Starr. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. We proved in court today that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang on in there, Lana. I've got to find all the answers by tomorrow. Okay. High Prosecutor's Office. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Mr. Joseph is in here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Okay, is there no one we could talk to? We can go to the police department entrance. February 24th, police department entrance. There's Marshall. Howdy, Bambina. Oh, Mr. Marshall. I never thought things turned out this way when I woke up this morning. Yes, Sarah. You never know where life will lead you, Bambina. I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why did prosecutors head west? If ever that was the case, I need to know the truth about it. It was on. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us exactly what happened? Looks like they won't be getting a steak lunch today. I mean, Angel isn't there, so something fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me, all the detectives thought so. What do you mean fishy? Some of the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with a broken tip? That was Joe Dark's, alright. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there was a good chance that the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, that possibility had been erased. Could the facts have been concealed with forged evidence? That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the SO9 incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. Why are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor, not for Edgewater. Mr. Marshall must have been really close with his brother. The day the SO9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right, it was the day of the evidence transfer. Interesting. It was drizzling that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years have gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Mr. was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? If they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. No, they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Don't get upset, Mambina. I mean that Daman Gan and Lana Sky. What about Gan and Sky? What about Gan and Lana? The investigation lead, Daman Gan, and his second in command, Lana Sky. What did they do? There wasn't a person in the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana was transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Daman Gan, the new chief police, arranged for that to happen. She's never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Sky was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out Lana's secret. It all started 2 years ago. So there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, Connor? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court today. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get a guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Daman Gan. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't be a patrolman after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you when you become a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. What do I feel bad for him now? Let's go into the Criminal Affairs Department. February 24th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. It must mean everyone's busy solving crime. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. The chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sir, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Just use the connected hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we are police officers and everything. Hey, you're right, you can't go in there, it's off limits. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. What are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Okay, let's go. God, this is fancy. February 24th, Police Department, Chief's Office. This is fucking fancy. What the fuck? How the fuck is this so fucking fancy? Whoa, where am I? In the Chief's office, silly. At least that's what it said on the door. Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. They used to call me Little Miss Back. I thought I was a genius. Jesus Christ, Emma. I never could remember what C was. There he is. Oh, it's you two. Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. So, Righto, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and Lana's provocative statement. Oh, you mean about the forged evidence? 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? Oh, that's Gan, and then the brother, and then Lana. That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. Yeah, Neil. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, prosecutor Neil Marshall, and it was broken in this picture, so it's been broken for a while. We took it to commemorate our work together. I'm writing on it. 2 minutes ago. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. Antique picture added to the court record. I bet we'll have to bring up the King of Prosecutors thing tomorrow. Drop one like this. And why does he just stare at us for an ungodly amount of time? Like, it took me picking up my magnet for him to say, oh, yeah. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. I was saying we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Gan! Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Gan? Looks like we aren't welcome. It seems that case isn't over with yet. After all, what do you mean? Chief got denied our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's got to be a way to get inside the chief's office. Let's go to the detention center and see if we can ask Lana about stuff. Okay, no, we can't ask Lana about stuff. So, underground parking lot maybe? No. High prosecutor's office? No. Police department entrance. And then criminal affairs department. February 24th, police station, criminal affairs department. Hey pal, Detective Gumshoe, are you supposed to be in the meeting? I'm just taking my breather, my feet hurt. I'm sitting too long? Actually, I'm serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe is still alive. So either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why would you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. It sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumours going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent as a prosecutor is kept it safe from those who don't like him. But now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey Dick, keep up the good work. Yes sir. Let's go for our lunch again sometime. Yes sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime. Okay Dick? Yes sir. It seems you don't have many problems with enemies. Yeah well, I'm careful not to stick out. Fair. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Same. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems generally concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find anything? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed Prosecutor Marshall, who was trying to protect some girl, Emma? Me. It seems Detective Gumshoe never realized that Emma was a girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon. I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere here. Okay. His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory. Let's talk about Dark's crimes first. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-over-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take to serial killing? One day, on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was an accident. An accident, yes. But it transformed him into an animal. An animal. He killed a kid walked by just then. So he killed him too. That's when he was burnt. Took him to the scene and killed him. Finally, he turned himself. And seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence, so he turned himself in. Yes, but in the middle of questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but luckily Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. Let's show him the murder weapon. About this. Hey, is that... It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incidents on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in the locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And it was found in found in Mr. Edgeworth's camouflage. That's it. Now I remember that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. But what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget again. What is it? This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at. Plus, it had fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's why he's look right now. When you take a good look at the knife, you see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice it. Well, anyways, take a guess whether the broken off tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Neil's autopsy report added to court record. Stabbed in the back, died from punctured heart and lung. A knife tip was in the wound. Can a knife go that deep to like puncture a heart and a lung? I have a feeling that Neil may have also been shot as well. I'm not entirely sure. Switchblade knife update in the court record. There you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief. It's not money, but you just concern the Chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. The Chief's out now and his office is locked, but we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh, sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh, I thought we were gonna get in there. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we can show him that would make him change his mind. What can we show him? Um, this? Let me try a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep it top. I'll keep that in mind. Sheesh. Okay. I've been studying up on these files. There's nothing more wrong with Mr. Edgeworth's presentation. To think people are accusing him of injustice. I, for one, ain't buying it, pal. You're looking into the case for Mr. Edgeworth? Yeah, it was a pretty big deal while it was going on, you know. After all, a serial killer was on the loose. But Lana was pretty clear in her confession. She forged evidence in order to prove Joe guilty. Okay, what can we convince him to... Um... we show him? What could we show him? I have no idea. I'm just gonna look it up. From the ashes, day 3 investigation. What do we show him? Um, um, let me see. Okay, we need to go somewhere else to find stuff. Okay, can we explore more stuff? No, okay. Let's go to the underground parking lot then. And then after that. Okay. We need to go to here. We need to talk to Edgeworth. February 24th, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. It looks like he's writing something. What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. So they ain't caught her. I've had to live the past 2 years with rumours flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm rooting for you. That's Edgeworth for you. Always trying to hide his real feelings. So what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's why it all breaks down to you, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error. My responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial and now this one. It seems all you do is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerve. But Mr. Edgeworth, you can't just walk out on the trial. Tomorrow's the last day. It's too late to change prosecutors. I'll bet that's what my superiors are banking on. I never thought that case would come back to haunt me like this. What do you mean? The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. It's only half as long as most lists. That is odd. After Neil Marshall was murdered, I became prosecutor for that case. I may not have been part of the investigation, but I knew what I had to do. Use the evidence I was given to prove the suspects guilty. That was really the only thing on my mind at the time. Say, we just saw the picture taken around that time. That picture, something seemed strange about it. Could you tell us again about what happened that day? The day Detective Gunman was murdered? You were participating in a ceremony over at the station, right? And I don't care for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this. Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning and then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and clerical stuff. But I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. Days until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Gant asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. That's the story we heard yesterday. So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Okay. February 24th, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Excuse me. Oh, it's Angel. We haven't seen you in a while. What do you do care for a £40 of roast beef? Mister! I guess she's out of lunches. This is the curious sort on you. Kind of like the first person who sucked a cow's nipple to discover milk. Still, I never thought you'd go digging up that case from 2 years ago. Everyone in this trial was involved in the SR9 incident. Not only that, but the murder occurred on the very day the evidence from that case was due for transfer. This can't be all attributed to mere coincidence. Are you forgetting something? You know that little scene I happened to witness? For instance, Lana stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. No matter how much of the past you dig up, it won't change what I saw. Roast beef is meant to be savoured when eaten. Miss Starr's hatred towards Lana. It all dates back to 2 years ago. Joe Dark, that's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive I was ever than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. Yeah, I bet. Jeez. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, something took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her, Lana Sky, my sister. The best of the best were put on the SO9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo, Lana and Chief Gann. The legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean with the fortune of the evidence? Don't get me wrong, Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. We don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved. All of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most of us without even so much of an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. But it's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Sky was merely used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used. Devon Gann and Lana Sky. Gann led the investigation with Lana's Gann led the investigation with Lana's second in command. They are the best. They solved all kinds of cases together, didn't they? Darren Gann's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His magnetism? By that I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in cases he handled. Incredible evidence, you mean? Oh yes, there were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Really? Oh yes, myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake, Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have uh, ever have recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all more infuriating. Miss Starr. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes, thanks to Chief Gant's powerful influence. Chief. That's right, having solved the SR9 case, his position as chief was secured. There's only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. What? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. Jesus fucking Christ. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly case. Thank you, Mr. You listen to me, Rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Okay, let's go to the police department and go into the criminal affairs department, and then detention center. Okay, what should we do? Right, and go. What do we do after we talk to Angel? Um, let me see. Um, do we go back to criminal affairs? What's that though? Let me see. Oh, I think we need to go back to the prosecutors. We need to go to Edgeworth's thing. To the High Prosecutor's office. Examine. That's the piece of paper in front of the desk. I wonder what he was writing before. Come on, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey Edgeworth. Is that detective going through the window over there? Oh no, he's fallen to the ground. Hold on. First, let me see what this girl's doing crawling around my feet. He didn't even look. What letter of... If you're having trouble reading it, I'll read it out for you. It says letter of resignation. Resignation, Medra, if you don't mean. I'm tired, right? I feel as if something inside me has died. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, none of it is your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been a just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. I just know it wasn't your fault. It was Lana who forged the evidence, not you. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. Mr. Wright, please, you have to do something. This letter of resignation, I wonder if I can use it for anything. Letter of resignation, put it into pocket, okay. He won such a prestigious award. Why would he just leave on the couch? Yeah, you'd think he'd want to show this thing off more than the Janet Steele Samurai. What is it? This is the King of Prosecutors award, right? Of course it is. You know that. I saw something today that looked like this somewhere. Something that looked like that. Yeah, only different. No, where was I? She's right. Something's amiss. Maybe I should show Edge off that item. You know, it wouldn't hurt if you put this up somewhere like on a shelf. There's no meaning for me anymore. What do you mean anymore? That's who I was last year. What good is it to dwell in the past? He's asking me, why can't he just accept it graciously? Actually, something's been troubling me about this shield. Look, do you not notice there's anything different? Yeah, don't you remember the other shield in the court record? Yeah, I guess I'd better present this other shield. It was in the photo, wasn't it? This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Kant's office. Why is that thing in it? I thought I meant like that part. I thought it was a full shield. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had just started making a name for himself. It looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there was something that bothers me, yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall was holding is a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was what the official prosecutor's trophy looked like until 2 years ago. There's a story behind this design. A story? Sounds interesting. Would you mind telling us? It's simple, really. Contradiction, that's what the award's based on. Tell us more. tell us more about the trophy. The okay, we finally got to the trophy stuff. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, and the second means shield. Have you heard the story? Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though, for Emma's sake? I will. Long ago in the kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any armor, any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Hmm. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very descriptions of these items discredit them both. When the victim pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless, and thus the Chinese word for contradiction was born. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and the broken knife symbolize. Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss of words, but it's in our nature to pursue matters to their conclusion, even if it results in something as ugly as this. Well, thanks, Mr. Edgeworth. I learned something new today. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Khan. 2 years ago, he had the halberd part of the award abolished. Chief Khan, King of Prosecutors Trophy updated in the court record. Okay, we can go back to the um, police department. Not examine, no. Go back to the criminal affairs department and see if Chief Khan is here. February 24th, police station, criminal affairs department. Oh, you're back. Gumshoe! You still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Bring coffee, copying files. I'm turning to a regular DJ. Let's see how long I have left of this. I think we're almost done with this, you know. You're a DJ as well. If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer is still no. I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line. That office is the last crime scene in the SO9 incident. I have to take a look in there. There's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. We can present him with that. What's this crumpled up piece of paper? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious. Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they've pushed him this far. Mr. Edgeworth really feels responsible. When I first met him, I thought he was as cool as ice too. But I know different now. He trusted us, the detectives, to provide him with sound evidence. But we betrayed him. Detective. That's it. I made up my mind. But, here, take my ID card. We can't do that if someone found out. They wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. What? So at least let me do this, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. Alright, detective. Thank you. Gumshoe's ID took swiftly into the pocket. Okay, let's go. Let's head into the chief's office. February 24th, police department, chief's office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Still as fancy as ever, and it's safe there. We're in. If anyone finds us now, Detective Gumshoes are gone. If that happens, I'm counting on you to bring me out. Ah, oh no! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Detective Gumshoe, what are you doing sneaking up on us like that? I wasn't sneaking, I was just worried something might go wrong. So I came to. If you're here, then what's the point in giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable. Pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card. Why the fuck did you do that, Nick? Nick! I hardly ever get a chance to come in here, so I figured I'd have a look around for myself. Besides, we're all in it together now. You really do want to get us fired, don't you? No, if we're lucky now, come in. Come on, let's see what we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Not percent. Not percent. No. Chief's office. That desk on the other side of the room, was that your sister's? Yes. That's why I was waiting for Lana on that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Cat's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. There's a strange reason to be there. He leaves it as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. He told us so himself at our New Year's party. Of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So, ever since Lana left, no one touches that desk. No one except Chief Cat and the cleaning lady who's there each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. Can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SO9 crime scenes. I mean, that's the only reason for coming here, isn't it? Why do you ask? You don't think? Nah. You wouldn't be. No. No, there's no way. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Okay, now then, let's look around a bit more. Hold on, not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go like that. Sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? You two don't think Chief Cat might be a suspect, do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gan. So it's finally come to this. Maybe. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yeah. There you go, ignoring me then again. I mean, it's kind of almost impossible for um. It's kind of impossible for thingy Marshall to be the suspect because he was in the evidence room at that time with Meekins. So yeah, there you go, Norman again. Okay. Let's look at this. Safe. This is safe, isn't it? Safe. That word is right for intrigue. Yeah. I don't know why my mouth just was like. Ah. I was just like, nope, you can't talk right now. It looks like a code needs to be entered in this panel to open it. Okay, I have a feeling it's the 7. It's the That's an important number. Do you know what it is? I have a hunch. Oh, I know. Do you want to try my birthday? It's no. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. I think that's it. Because it's the last thing. Code confirmed. Access granted. Yeah, so smart. There we go. One number to enter. Whose birthday was that, pal? 7777777. The final ID number on that record. What? The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day. You mean 777777? That ID number? I think you're 175. That can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gant's ID number. Say, anyone care to look inside? Yeah, let's examine inside. Is anyone in there? How much did you say have stretched away? Look, it's a shard from a broken cup. This is somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? It's from the thingy. It's from the pot, isn't it? Something else is in here too. A handprint. What's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. It's a handprint. This is a handprint, isn't it? Hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that. Do you think the chief made up the design? I don't think so. Oh, well, it was just so. So this is all that was in the safe. Apparently so, it's empty now. There's a cloth with a handprint on it, a broken shard from the cup. They look like pieces of evidence. Yeah, but unless you can prove there's something to do with this case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take it. After all, it's my neck on the line here. Great. Now I have to prove their relevance here together. And how are these items related to the SL9 incident? Come on, there's got to be something we can do. Let me see. Uh, this. What's on this? Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar? Remember when the three of us put it back together all those other days? It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Yeah. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence from that case? That's right. One of the shards had an SL9 incident stick on it. Doesn't this ring any bells? You know that fragment we just found? You mean this one? That was in the safe? Yeah, that one. That was in the safe. Now you mention it, it's ringing lots of bells. Assemble frag. Let's see what it fits. Yeah. Hey, let me see that shot. I'll take a crack at it. Go ahead, pal. Show the work Rocky can do. Mr. Right, here's some glue. If I can piece it together again, it'll prove Chief Gann was knowingly had an evidence. Here it goes. It literally just goes there. Combine. There! It fits like a charm. That, of course, means Chief Gann willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in his safe. In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SO9 incident. But hey guys, get a load of this. What is it? This piece you just attached is different from the others. What? There's a reddish line on it. A reddish line? That's blood. Look at it. Why would Chief Gann hide this from in his safe? Let me look at this. Okay, I can't. Let me see. Okay, it's hard to make out. There's a dark colored stain here. It looks like blood. I can't see it. I can't see that. The bloodstains on the other pizza are just spots. But this one's a line. Okay. Huh? Thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Oh yeah, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? Okay, and then let's pretend the fingerprints that. Do we still have it? Yeah. Shoot. I'd like you to have a look at this. Hey, I know what this is. It's going to take some fingerprints. That's a great idea, detective. Alright, go to town. Sheesh. What are you two doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that? Go ahead, take my fingerprints. It's not your fingerprints we want to take, huh? Come on, this isn't a time for jokes. Talking about that cloth we found in the safe. Oh, I know that. I knew that. The one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humour? Okay. Okay, Mr. Right, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth, and then once they've been absorbed, hint the prints blow them away. What are you doing? Why are you my mom? I don't have to be told a million times. Alright, let's get this over with. Okay. Ooh. Okay, we dust. Dust. Blow. Keep dusting. Keep dusting. Okay. Whose is this match? Okay. It's not Gantz. Not Meekins. Definitely not. Not Marshall's. Not Goodman's. Not Gumshoe's. Is it? It's not Lana's. It's Emma's! I should see if like the center bits here are the same. Match found. It's Emma's prints. No. How can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, find a match. Whose fingerprints were they? Or it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought they'd be Dark's prints. Hey, you over here. Psst. What's going on over here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Goodness me, let's just keep this information from Emma for now. Here. Maybe you should hold on to this. Piece of cloth folded and added to the court record. Okay, what do we do now? Criminal affairs? Maybe? Um, uh, I'm just doing this now of like where to go next after we've done this. Uh, right, right. Okay, we still need to do stuff in the chief's office, so we just need to examine his desk. Wow, look at the size of Chief Gant's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier, let's use your Chief Gant. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. That was the evidence list, wasn't it? That was the evidence list that Edgeworth was talking about earlier. I wonder what I was reading. About the SR9 incident. This looks like a list of evidence. A list of evidence? In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though. And look at the case name. Huh? SR9 incident. I wonder what this is doing here. Hold on, detective. What did you just say? I said, I wonder what. No, about the evidence list. Normally lists. Normally they're twice as long. That's right. I guess there wasn't a lot of evidence. How size list of evidence? The list of evidence. It seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. Huh. What would the other half of the list be doing here? I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about the case. It would appear so. Evidence list added to the court record. Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. And that's not very kind, is it? In other words, if it wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. Isn't that right, you in the coat? Ah! Chief Gun! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in science. As I was walking to a meeting, I happened to look out a window and saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then I thought of a certain detective. Do you mean Misa? Now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Are you in the cup, Misa? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. Come shoot, but sir. Come shoot. You got fired. Now get out. Yes, we'll be on our way to you then. Wait, you, the one with the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Misa? I'd like to have a word with you. But sir, I'm not you you're free to go. Mr. Wright, why is he having a talk with Emma? Look, pal, if I told you what was after 1,000 times, Chief's office is off limits. But no, you just had to go sneak in there like that, didn't you? But he said you didn't care anymore if you were fired. Yeah, but if I knew it'd be like this, I never would have said it. Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gant was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why is she kept always silent about it this whole time? Anyway, you listening to me? I'm going to try and smooth things over with the Chief again. Later, pal. Okay. After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. February 24th, detention center, visitor's room. I see. So Chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you've told me the past couple of days. It's absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention some quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. No, I think I finally figured it out. I know who it is that's lurking behind your words. Me did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you the otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. I have to admit I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted that you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you are unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you are incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. One intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say. So you think I'm protecting this person? Protecting? No, I think you're afraid of. It's more like it. If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who, may I ask, is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. What is this person's name? Gan. It's Gan. Well, Miss Guy? Mr. Wright, you're addressing the chief prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a bit more about what you think you know? We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before our board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course, these are serious offences. Why is it though that Chief Gant's name was never mentioned? Chief Gant? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was me. I had access because I was second in command of the investigation. Yes, you, but also one other, Daman Gan. If you attempt to accuse Chief Gan, you'll need more than just words. Show me proof that Chief Gan falsified evidence in that case. That being the evidence list. I just found this in a safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. Do you know what these are? They're pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing the evidence was none other than Chief Gan himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him? Touche, Mr. Wright. It's as if you surmise I cannot disobey the chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty for murder. Why not? Come now, Mr. Wright. You can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no chance to cooperate in the murder of Detective Goodman. Or perhaps I should say follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate. Although I can't tell you the details, I can say I was given an order that day. I need to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. So it was Gan! It was Gan that killed Goodman, not Lana. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you're not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. Correct. I was trying to take the body out of Edward's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon wasn't while inspecting the body. The murder weapon, you mean Edward's knife? No. When I found the body, this knife was the one stuck in it. The knife from the SL9 incident, serial killer Joe Dark's knife. I couldn't just leave the knife in him, so I took it out and stabbed him with another knife. That would have been Edward's knife? That's right. Which is what Angel Star saw. Which means that she wasn't entirely wrong when she said that she saw Lana murder Bruce Goodman, because that's what she thought she saw when it was just Lana stabbing Goodman's corpse. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand. That's the reason for the bandage on your right hand. Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then she saw me just as I plunged the knife in. Miss Starher, why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't ever want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that, by whatever means possible. So you hid Dark's knife? The weapon was used to stab the detective. The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Dark case. If word got out, which it would, the reporter would have had a field day with that. So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it. And I just exhaust pipe. Right, then I called my sister to tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler. You asked Emma? I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this. That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day. A bad feeling? The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gan, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall. To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him? The lead investigator for the SL9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden, and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went on an escapade of his own. Oh, you mean no one in the case to die? He decided to take things into his own hands. Did somebody just fall? Yeah, somebody just fell. Oh god, one of the bullseyes just landed in my hair and I just fell. Let me put that back. There. He disguised himself as Detective Gunman and tried to steal the evidence. He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he started and made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared. So your phone call caused the incidents in the evidence room. I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. But Lana, you've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow. Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get to the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. I do believe that is the last thing. Yeah, this is the last thing of um day 3. Okay. Let me go to the title screen. And yeah, final day. Okay, guys, so I'm going to end stream here. I hope you have enjoyed it as much as I have. We have um we have one more stream before I end the first game, and then we'll be on to the second game, which I think is Justice for All. I could be wrong. I know the next 2 games are called Justice for All and Trials and Tribulations, but yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end here. I hope you have enjoyed this stream as much as I have, and I shall see you guys on Sunday for, I think I'll do a sim stream on Sunday since I didn't stream yesterday. But yeah. Anyways, guys, I shall see you guys on Sunday. Bye bye. Bye bye.